Hello and welcome everyone to this Microsoft 365 virtual marathon. And I hope you are enjoying the sessions and there are more sessions also to come. And this particular session is all about how we can build powerful reports using DAX functions in Microsoft Power BI. I am Bijay Kumar, a Microsoft MVP, and here we will see basically you before starting our session you can mark your calendars. There will be events going on to happen on March 23rd to 25th, 20 or 21, and you will see a lot of sessions on Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, Power Platform. Now, before that, then now it is time to thanks all our sponsors. So these all our sponsors, Proficient, CoreView, Avipoint, Afima, Quizcom, Value, so Point Fair, Typegraph, and Cyros Soft. And here you have a chance. If you at least if you need 5 correct answers, then there is a chance that you can win this something like this. And also, just to let you know that there will be 10% of the funds from the sponsor will go to this GoFundMe charity. So, and all your contributions matters. And also now let me introduce myself. I am Bijay Kumar from Bangalore, India, and I'm a 6 times Microsoft MVP specialized in SharePoint on Office server and services. And I'm co-founder of TS Info Technologies, a small startup on SharePoint consulting, development, and training services. Apart from that, I do love blogging. I write technical articles on enjoysharepoint.com and sharepointsky.com. Apart from that, I'm a consultant, trainer, author, and a blogger. I love car driving, so that's the only thing that I crazy about apart from SharePoint. What we are going to cover on this topic on this session, we will have an introduction to Power BI. Then we will discuss about Power BI Desktop and Power BI Online, just an overview. And then we will cover our topic, which is on introduction to Power BI DAX. And then we will see DAX functions. We'll see some examples, demos, and then we will, if time permits, then I'll publish this report, but that doesn't matter much because this one click publish that you can publish it into SharePoint sites. So now what is Power BI? So this is basically a part of Power Platform. So you have business analytics solutions. It's collection of services, apps, and connectors. And also there will be various services you can various data sources that you can connect, and also you can visualize interactive reports and dashboards. Basically, if you are working with huge data, then you need a business intelligence tool such as Power BI to analyze your organization data. And Power BI is nothing but a collection of software services, apps, and the connectors which are working together to turn your data into an interactive, visually impressive, and a data that you would like to see in a report format. Ultimately, by using Power BI, you can store and share your business data in form of reports and dashboards, and to analyze and so that you can make a business decision from that data. After that, you can embed it to any site. You can share with organization across your organization. So to summarize, the functions will like this. You will get the raw data from various data sources. You can model the data, then you can create reports and dashboards, and then finally you can share with others. So to now, next thing is the Power BI Desktop and Power BI Services Online. So if you look at this Power BI or whatever, the will import the data and then we'll create the reports. All this process you require Power BI Desktop tool, which is a free tool that you can use to create various reports, to analyze your data, to import it from the sources, and then finally from that you can publish into the sources. So it's free, and you can install in your local computer. And as I said, you can use So the process will be followed here. You will connect from the data sources, and then you will model your data, and then finally you will create your visuals. And the other one is the Power BI service. So basically these are the components that are available on this. So this is a software as a services based service that you can use, which is cloud based service, and it supports limited, I mean, compared to your Power BI desktop, it supports reporting, limited report editing, and the collaboration for the teams and organization. So the modeling is also limited here. Apart from that, you have mobile apps. So various mobile apps are there for Windows, iOS, and Android devices. Then if you'll see, there is one more part is Power BI report server, which is actually allow you to publish the reports to an on-premises report server. So if you look at the first three, Power BI desktop, Power BI service, and Power BI mobile apps, these are designed to create, share, and consume the business insights. And Power BI server allows you to publish the reports to an on-premises server after creating the Power BI desktop, because there are companies who are not ready to move to online, or they are not ready to use the cloud services. So in that scenarios, Power BI report server is the solution which will actually deploy your all these solutions to inside your firewall, and it will not expose to your cloud. And next thing we will discuss is about the Power BI DAX. What is this Power BI DAX? So basically, data analysis expressions is a formula expression language which is used to in analysis services in Power BI desktop. Also, you can use in Power Pivot in Excel. And basically, it's a collection of functions, operator, and constants that can be used in a formula or an expression to calculate and return one or more values. And it is basically used to perform advanced level calculations and queries on the data which are in related tables and columns in the tabular data models. So you can use these formulas over there in the data models. So DAX will help us to create new information from your data which are already exist in your model. In Power BI desktop, basically DAX functions we can use with your tables. The functions having basically two data types. One is numeric and the other data type. So in terms of numeric, it is integer, decimal, currency type. Other, it is string, binary objects. These are other data types. And when you will actually, if I'll give you an example, then this distinct column or this distinct table, left, right, all these are Power BI DAX functions. Now, next we will discuss is basically we will see what kind of calculation that we can use or we can create using DAX. So few things are there. We will see some demos on this as well before we will go to our final reporting step. So now we will see here first the calculated column. So this is a calculated column is a column basically that you can add to an existing table in the Power BI desktop in the model designer, and then you can create a DAX formula which will define the column values. So when you will create a column, it will create a column for the entire table. I mean, for each row, there will be a value which will be populated from the DAX functions. So when a calculator column contains a valid formula, so if the formula is correct, then the values are calculated for each row as soon as the formula is entered, and the values are stored in memory data model. So what I will do now is I will show you a demo. We will see here how we can connect our Power BI desktop, and then we will see how we'll connect to a SharePoint list, and we have some data there, and then we will see how we can create or how we can create a calculated column which will populate some of the values on that. So let me open Power BI desktop. So if you'll see here, I will just go here. Power BI desktop is there. I will open. You can see here I open Power BI desktop. So it will take some time and it will open the Power BI desktop. Meanwhile, let me show you the SharePoint list that we are going to use. I will just close it, and if I will open this, you can see here I have a course sales list. This is a custom list, and here there is a title column, basically the person who has enrolled for the course. Then there is course column, which is a choice column, and it has values like SharePoint development training, SPFX training, course bundle, Nintex training, site owner training. All these values are there in this particular column. And then the price. So if you'll see here, there's price associated with the courses. This is not fixed because sometimes people will apply some discount coupon and then they will get that. Then there is quantity. If some person is opted for one or they have multiple license they required. And then the location. If you'll see here, there is a location column. It is from various, and these are the data that we have in this particular list. Now what we'll do is we'll connect to this site from our Power BI desktop. So let me open it. So you can see here, this is my Power BI desktop. So I will go to, you can see here, from here you can click on get data. So you can click on more and we will connect to online services. So I'll go here online services, and then clearly it is showing SharePoint list. I'll click on connect. So when you will click on connect, you have the option to put the site URL. So I'll just copy the site URL. So this is my site URL. Let me just copy it. I'll click on OK. So once you click on OK, then it will connect to the SharePoint site, and it will display all the list, all the libraries where the data is present. And we will select our list, which is the courses sale list, and that we will connect and we will create the report. Now you can see here, I will select this course cell. Then you have the option, you can load the data or you can transform data. When you will transform the data, then you have the option where you will select the columns which we require. So I will just click on transform data because we don't require all the columns, we require few columns. So you can see here we have some other columns available on the list. I will go to choose column. I will select choose column, and here I will uncheck everything. I will only select the column which are required. So you can see here I have selected this, and then you can see here display name. um, these are the things, yeah, these are the things, these are the columns that we required. Now the one problem with the SharePoint list in terms of the Power BI is that in the data type, if you'll see here the title column, then the data type is not proper. So if you'll see here, it is showing data type any. So you can actually make it to text. You can see here course, it is I will make it to text. Price, we can make it to whole number, so we can have a whole number here. Quantity, I will make it to whole number because these are the number columns, and the other columns, we can see here we can actually make it to text column. So you can see here, this is the text column. You can also select this and all the columns, and you can make it to text. So you can see here all these columns we have selected. Finally, the last one, I will just make it to text. So you can see here our data is ready now. So I will click on choose close and apply. So you can see here our changes will now be reflected. Obviously this is the reporting. So reporting tab, we don't have anything on the report, so you'll see blank. And then if you go to the table tab, you can see here our data here. So now what we will do is we will create a calculator column here, basically, and then we will see um, what value it is generating for each columns. So if you will see here now, so to create a calculator column, you can see here, if I'll go to the table tools, you can see here there is new column is available on this. So I will click on this new column, and then I will make the column name. So you can give the column name. So I will say total price, and what we will do here is this total price will be populated based on this price and the quantity. So whoever the people opt for the courses and the quantity, so that price and quantity. So I will just select price, you can see here, and I'll put the multiply symbol, and then I will take the quantity. So you can see here, this is the core cell table, and we have the quantity column. And then the moment I'll click on enter, since the formula is valid formula, then you can see here, you will be able to see the changes here, total price, and you can see here there are two courses sales, and you will be able to see the price as well here. So and if you want to change the data type, you can come here and you will be able to change it to currency. So you can see here I put currency symbol, and you can see here the price in currency data type, or in currency format also. The other way you can do here is you can also put, or you can also take the let's say we have two columns here. If you'll see, one column is state and then city or the display name, then we can actually concatenate these two. For example, I will create one more column. I'll go to the table tools. I'll create on new column, and then I will say exact location, and on that, now we will see what is the location here. So if you'll see here, the location will be, let's say I will take city, and then I will we can concatenate using the ampersand symbol, and then I'll put a space here, and then I'll put another concatenate symbol, and then I will put the display name. So if you'll see here, this display name is the display name for the country, you can see here. And now you can see exact location is coming like this. Wherever there is a city is there, you can see here it is showing city, and then your display name of the country. So this way you can also do this concatenate by using this calculated column using our DAX. Another one that we can do here is you can also put a if clause here. For example, if you look at this example, I have price where it is, you can see here there's various price, but the down if you'll see, there's a courses which are free, and in that time the price is actually 0. So that means that's a free course. And actually what we can do here is you can actually put if clause here, so that you can check which is a paid course and which is a free course. Now for this, what I'll do is I will create a new column, and in this column I will say, let's say I will say course type. We want to know the course type, whether it is free or paid. Now for this, if I will take a, you can use if statement here, and then you can see here the logical state. So we will see here, if the price, if the course price greater than 0, then we will say, then if it is true, then you can see here it is showing us the what is the expected result. So in this case, I will say it is a paid course, and if it is free, I will say it is free course. On the other side, if you'll see here, I'll click on enter now. If I will go here, you can see this column, it is saying paid, but the last four, you can see here, these are free courses, and you will be able to know by using this calculated column here. Now on this, basically now it is up to, if you want to use these columns, you can use it in your charts. But the next thing what we will check here is the calculated measures. So measures are where we are writing the formula, we will do a calculation, but here these are dynamic calculation formulas where the result will change depending on the context. So here we need to understand the context here, because the result will not appear if like in calculated column, we click on enter and we see the result, but in these scenarios you will not see the results immediately because it require a context. And so in Power BI desktop, we will see how we can create two measures here. Basically you can create from the report view or from the data view, and then we will see how we can create the measures. So if I will go back to my report here on this, you can see here there's new measure column from here, and also if you'll go to reports, you will go to the modeling tab, and then you can see here measures are there. So measures are there. So here we can create the measure. Now if we'll go to the table, from here we will create the measure. Now I will click on new measure. So in this new measure, what we will do here is we will try to calculate the total sales. So which will be the sum of this total price, because this is what is the sale according to the quantity and all this. So I will say here total sales, and then I will put here there's a sum function that we can use. I will show you also what are the various functions categories are there. So in the sum function we will say the total price. So you can see here this calculated column we are using now inside our measure. So I'll click on enter. Now you can see here, if you look at this, you will not get a column like this. Rather, if you'll go here, you can see here there's a total sales measure is coming. This symbol, you can see the calculated column symbol icon. From that you will be able to know that this is a measure. And now this way we can do. The other way also you can use is you can use the sumx function, and then you can do that. You can do the calculation on that. So this is one way of doing this. So total sales. Now how we can see this result? If I'll go to the report view, there is a column. You can see here this is our total sales column, and you can just drag and put it here. So you'll be able to see the values. If you want to have use a data card, you can just select a card, and then you'll be able to see here this is the total sales that has been happened. Now we will see one more measure how we'll create is we can um, create, or we want to know the uh, total sales which are happened only for the course where it is SharePoint development training, or where it is SPFX training, or where it is course bundle. So in this scenario, what it will do give is how much sales has been happened where the course is this particular course that you can take. So in this case, we can use the sumx column, and also we have to use a filter which will give us the total price from that. So what I will do is again we will do the same thing here. I will go to the table tools, click on new measure, and on this I will say total SharePoint development sales. And on this, what I'll do is I will use a sumx function, you can see here. And in this sumx, we will add a filter here. So I will click on filter. I'll use the filter function, and we will do the filter. You can see here it is showing the table, on which table you want to do the filter, and then you have to provide the filter expression. So our table name is course sales. So you provide that. I'll put a bracket here, and then the filter expression. So the filter expression in this case is the course where the course equal to sales SharePoint development training. And in this case, if you'll see here, there is course column we have. So I will put here the column name as course. So you can see here course sales and then course, and then we will put equal to the filter. So it is SharePoint development training, and I will just close the bracket, and then our sumx will happen on this now. So our table got ready. Now from here we will take the total price. You can see here we will take the total price here. So you can see here I took the total price, and we will close the bracket. I'll click on enter. So now if you'll see here, now our total SharePoint is there. If I will go to the report view, and I will try put it here. So you can see here now SharePoint development cell. Again, I will use the card so that we can see the result. You can see here it is saying 151558. This is the total course sale happened on this. Now for this, what we can do is we can actually take um, another column here, another measure here. I will just copy the formula on this. So I'll just copy it, and then I will create one more on this. So I'll go to the table tools, then measure. So I'll just copy paste here. Total, I will say SPFX cells. So I'll say SPFX training cells, And here in this case, instead of SharePoint development training, it is SPFX training. Now other things are same. Now you can see here we have both the things. Uh, Now I can take a different chart here. So let me take a pie chart here. So if you look at here, I have taken a pie chart, and then I can take the total SharePoint development sales and also SPFX training sales. You can see here. You will be able to see the results here, the values that you can see here. It is 1558, and this is the SPFX training cells, which is 731. So you can make a little, you can change the properties, you can see the chart, but this is how we can use the our calculated measures inside a pie chart here. You can see. Now next we will see here is the calculated tables. So in this case, what will happen is you will create a table based on a DAX query or an expression. Imagine you have the option where you can actually add a table you can import a table from the beginning, and you can do all your calculation, or you can create your measures. But imagine how it will be good when you will create a query, and based on that query from your existing model you can have a table ready. So in this scenario we will create the calculated table from the DAX formula or a query, and also not only that, you can create, or this table, calculated table, supports your relationship with other tables. These columns in your calculated table, you can have data types, you can have formatting, everything is there. It will be like a table which we will create, or which we will use like other tables, but the only difference is it will come from a DAX query. So for this, what I will do in this case is I will go here, and this is our entire table. I might want to see a detailed report only on the SharePoint development training, so I can create a table for that. So what I'll do here is, if you'll go to the table tools, you can see here there's a new table is there, and if you just I'll hover it, you can see here it is saying write a DAX expression to create a new table. That means you have to create a DAX query and it will create the table. So I'll click on this, and if you'll see, I will use, let's say I will say it is on SharePoint development only. So I'll take SharePoint development table, and on this we will write a filter. Basically we want to filter the course cells. This is our parent table, or the table which we have the data, and then I will write the expression. In this case, it is like the course is, so if you'll see the course column, if the course column equal to, and we will take the it is SharePoint development training, you can see here. And the moment I'll click on enter, you will see here it created another table. If I will just select it, you can see here there is a table here. And if I will just click on this SharePoint development training, you can see here I can only see the tables or the content for where the course is SharePoint development training, and you can see here it is a different table altogether, and we have now two tables, course sales, and then we have your SharePoint development training. We can let me create one more table. In this case I will take the framework, so or the SPFX training. So I'll create a new table here, and I'll put this, and I will say SPFX. So if you'll see here, I will take SPFX, and on this I will put SPFX training. You can see here SPFX training, and I'll click on enter. So when you will click on enter, you will be able to see now this table is, let me just, you can see here. Now if you'll put on SPFX, you can see here two records are there for SPFX training. Now we can also use union or any kind of this kind of formulas to combine two columns. So if you will if you are an SQL developer, you know you can use left outer join, left join, inner join, all these things, and we can use a union over here. So I will say, for example, I will create one more table here. I'll create one more table, and this one I will take SharePoint and SPFX, and it will be a union of, if you see here, there's a union of both the column, both the tables that we have created. In this case, mine is SharePoint development table, and then another one is the SPFX table. You can see it here. And if I will click on enter, now it will create a table of both these two things. So if you'll see here now, this the second one is the SharePoint and SPFX column. Let me just expand a little bit here. You can see here our column name now, sorry, our table name, and this is the data. You can see here all our SharePoint development training as well as SPFX development training. Both the training data are there in this table, which is a union of both these two things. Now we will discuss about on the row filters. These are basically the DAX formulas which will evaluate to a Boolean value true false condition, which will define the rows returned by the result of a query. So in this scenario, for example, this is basically for a rollable filter. It will give you a record if the condition satisfies, it means it will be true, else it will be false. So what we will do is I will go to my report here. I will show you how we can use this. I'll go to my original table, which is core cells, and on this I will we will, let's say, now we will create a rollable filter here by using the calculated function, and here we want to check check the revenues or the total sales, core sales, or the total sales here, total price or the total sales, whatever, um, from the location where it is India. So basically I will go here, I will create a measure here. So if you'll see here, create new measure, and on this, if you'll see here, I will create a I will say here India revenue, and on this, if you'll see here, I will use the calculate over here, and what we are going to calculate, we are going to calculate the total sales. So total price, you can see here, sorry, total sales, and then what we will do here is we will use the filter. So in this case, where our display name, so you can see here, this is the display name equal to, and then I will put India. You can see here, I will put India here. So now if you'll see here, you will be able to see the total revenue here. Now you can see here total sales, and we have the India revenue. You can see here it will give you the revenue from the total, from the total that we have, whatever we have calculated. In this case it will be total price, no, it will be the total sales, because that is the column that we have created, the total sales we have, and that is the measure that we have created. And now if I will go over here, I will just simply drag this total revenue. You can see here India revenue. If you'll check out this, you can see here this is the revenue. If you'll create a CAD type, and then you can see here this is the revenue which generated from the location India. So this way we can use the row filters as well. Suppose you want to check or you want to also return a table of data. For example, if you want to filter the core sales where the price is greater than something, then it will actually filter the records, which will give you a table of records where it will be the core sales will be, or the price will be more than mm, um, more than 150 or whatever the price that you have taken, you can take that that thing over here. So this way we can use the row filter. Now let me show you a couple of more things on this. Basically, if you'll see here, we saw the demo. Now there are various functions that you can use on DAX. These are the categories. There are aggregation functions, counting functions, logical functions, information functions, text functions, state functions. These are various category of functions. And actually, if you will see, there are the functions that you can use: is blank, is number, is text. Similarly, you can see here we use concatenate, replace, upper, fixed. These are the date, hour, now, month, week, day. So these are the various functions that you can use. And similarly, there are some other functions that we already saw. For example, sum x, mix, max, mean, count, count a, count blank, count rows, distinct count. So you'll be able to know the distinct records, and then and or operator, if error. So all these things that you can use. And now what we will do is I will show you a report something like this, and I will show how exactly we have created this report. It is not feasible to create all the report and show you in this session, but I will, let me just open my Power BI report. I will show you what are the things that we have used, what are the measures, formulas that we have used to make a report like this. So this is the report basically that we have created. Before that, let me show you the SharePoint list. So if you'll see here, I have a product list, and in this product list I have the columns like title, vendor, customer name, quantity, price, sales dates, delivery charges. And then you can see here there's a city, location I have taken, and this delivery person is there also. So this is the people picker field, and we'll also see how we can filter this based on the people picker values. And so this is and there are certain records are available on this. So now to do this, I have knowingly put some of the dates, future dates also, where let's say you have an invoice already came, then you want to see the sales report on that. So for that only we have taken, because we want to see the current month sale, what is the previous month sale, what is the upcoming month sale, because whatever the invoices that you can put according to a business requirement, but I have just taken everything as the sales. And in this, if you will see next, the same we have imported this list. So you can see here, this is the list, and we have all the columns here. So I already shown you how we can select the columns. So if you are new to this, then you can go to transform data, and then you will be able to select the columns whichever you require. So basically this is out of box list, and which is having the columns which are we have used on this list, or whatever the columns which are available on this. So you can see here these delivery charges, and we have also changed the data type for each of the columns. As I said before, the data type will not be changed in case of SharePoint Online when you are retrieving it from the list. So by default it will come as data type as any. If you are taking from Excel or somewhere, then it will a lot of data types will be changed, so your data types will come correctly. But in case of SharePoint, you have to select and you have to change the format also. For example, in this case, if you'll see here quantity, then it will be a whole number, price will be a whole number, and then customer name is a text type. So what I have done is I have created a data table. If you'll see here, this is a, I have used the calendar function. So this is again a DAX function that you can use. And in this function, what we have given a start time and a end time. Or you can also make it to dynamic. Just to show you how we can create through this approach, I have added here. It is from 1st January, from first date to 2019 for the year, and then till 31st 12 means till the December 2021. So created a column, so for each day this column has been a row has been added, and this is the table that we have created by using a DAX function. This is the first thing that we have done. And another thing what I have done is, if you'll see here, there is a user information list that we pick. This is the list. This is the default list which is presented in SharePoint, and you will be able to get to know the username from that. So whoever the users are there basically. So you can see here the email IDs, usernames. You can see here we have taken the name column here. I will show you that this name column we have taken on that. And so this is the list name, or this is the list where which is giving us the usernames, because we wanted to use the filter as well. Now if I'll go back to my report, I will expand this products table here. So there are various calculated columns we have created, various measures we have created. Let me just little bit expand here. First thing we will see here, the current month cell. So if you'll see here, the current month cell, we are using the calculated column. We are doing a sum with the price because we want to check the current month sale, and price is the column, and we are filtering based on the month date. So it will take from today, so it will give you basically the date which will take from today, and current month, so we are taking one. And so this whole column or whole formula will give you the current month, and that cell we are getting that sum. So this is, we are doing the filter, and this one we are doing the sum on the price. And if you look at current month cell, you can see here 75. And so this is the measure that you can use, and I have used this on a data card or a card. So you can see here current month cell, and it is coming. So you can also use on other charts. So if you'll see here, I have used a chart called as waterfall charts, and you can see here the current month sale here. So total sale is 75. Now similarly, there is next month sale. So where the formula is almost similar, you can see here calculate price. Again, we are doing the same thing, but if you'll see here, since it is the next month sale, we are doing a plus one here. So it will give us the next month. So any record which will be having the month will be next month, then we are taking that one. And then you can see here we are filtering, and then we are doing the price, we are doing a sum x for the price, and then this will give you the um, next month sale. And if you will see here, now next month sale, you can see here 225. And I have also used this chart. You can see here, you will be able to see the next month sale. So you can see here, this is a chart, area chart. You can see like this, it will appear. You can use any charts, and you will be able to see the results. And then the last one is, you can see here previous month sale, and it is coming from another measure which is known as previous month sales. And you can see here, this is the column, sorry, this is the measure, and you can see this is the formula. And here we are doing simply one thing, which is -1. This is the formula that we are using, and we are doing the same sum filter, but this time the date we are taking -1. So it will give us the previous month sale. So you can see here, it is giving us that sale, so previous month sale. And you can see here, this is the thing that we can use. And also you can see I have taken one chart here which is known as the donut chart, and you will be able to see the reports here. In terms of the sales, so this you can see here, two sales happened, will have previous month two sales happened, and one on Azure, the other one is hard drive. So these two sales has been happened. Another one is the quarter. So if you'll see here, actually we have taken the price by quarter. So if you'll see here, look at this quarter. um, you can see by default the sales date is available, and on that if you will do dot quarter, then this is basically a date time column which is presented in my SharePoint list. And so that column we are using, and dot quarter when you will do, it will give you the quarter. So current quarter it will give, and that you can see here we are seeing the result for this quarter. So price by quarter, you can see it here. This one you can see here, this is a chart that we are using on for the price and the location wise. So this is you can use any column here. So if you'll see here, I have taken the city, price, and the delivery charges. So this is just you can take anything. In fact, over here, if you want to add more columns, like let's say the product, like the title or something, you can use that as well. So I have taken the city so that I will be able to know for this city what is the sales and what is the delivery charges that we have collected. So this way, this is one way of showing a report. And the other one, if you'll see here, I have taken another total price by the customer. So if you'll see here, I have added the customer column, and then there is a total price column here based on a particular customer. So as I said, as I have explained previously also, you will be able to, there's another way how we can get the customer, a particular customer price details. I have shown in other demo how we can get the SharePoint development training price. And here you can see here, I have used a variable in this DAX function, and we are using the filter and products customer name, and then there's a sum x which will return the price. So in this case, it will only give you the price for this customer, which is named as TS Info. So you can see here. Now there's another one, which is a map. I have used the location here. You can see here city. So you can use a map chart. Basically, you can see here there's a map available which we can use. So these are various charts that I wanted to show you. There's one more thing that I will show you is, you can see here there's a delivery person. You can see here that there's a filter type that I have, slicer that I have taken, and we have taken from user information list. So if you look at this user information list, and I have taken the first name here, and you can see here all the first names are coming. If you'll select any particular salesperson, then you will be able to see this. Now this is nothing but the as I said you before, we have taken the user ID or the all the email IDs or the user names from the user information list, and we put a slicer, and there is a people picker column. If I'll show you, there is a delivery person name which is a people picker column, and it is mapping, and it is displaying this price quantity by product. So is anything that you can take on this chart. So basically, if you'll see here, I have added the price, quantity, and based on the product. So based on that only, it is displaying the chart here. So I hope you enjoyed this session. There are a lot more sessions are going on. You can enjoy that. And thank you, and have a nice day. Keep learning. Thank you for attending Microsoft 365 this conference. Thank you for joining this session, Microsoft 365 Virtual Marathon. And if you have any question, you can follow me on Twitter. You can ask me. This is my Twitter handle, few lines for Bijay. Thank you, and have a nice day.